Broadcasting live from the heart of the Duke City, it's time for a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports. 2 Men On, with your hosts, Van Numlin and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. These
It's Monday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? Well, that means it's everyone's holiday. No one's actually working this week, boys. That means nothing. This is not a real business day in the United States of America. Also, the rest of the world, yes, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I can give you all the reasons why. But this week does not count. Use your PTO before you lose it at the end of the year.
Also, no one's going to work anyways, PTO or not. I know you're finally figuring out how Albuquerque works, but business-wise, this town kind of shuts down the day after Halloween all the way into like the first week of January after the National Football Championship game. They do nothing.
Luke Markwith is with us. Lucas, welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me as always.
We're at Howie Sports Page, where tonight we are going to host the Los Angeles Chargers playing someone.
The Harbaugh Bowl.
The Harbaugh.
So they're playing the Baltimore Ravens. Did they sign Jones yet? Is Daniel Jones on their team yet?
I don't know. There's 401. This is when he can sign.
He's going to be a 49er.
Well, I think he's only going to go to a playoff team.
Yeah.
So not the 49ers.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Because the Seahawks exist.
Yeah.
They're the best one.
They are. I mean, it's...
There's a way to do it, and then there's the way the Seahawks do it, and pick the Seahawks.
Well, I've always loved Geno Smith.
Dallas will take Daniel Jones because we need to stop winning. So I would love for Daniel
They got
Jones.
a
You
weird
talk about
one
world
yesterday.
beater Cooper Rush, who is now 6-2. It's only 2 losses against the Eagles. That Cooper Rush, that guy?
Well, he lost one more. I mean, this is not the year to ask me who it was, but he lost one more after the Eagles.
They lost last week.
watching it.
They lost last weekend or last week to Houston.
Oh, that's right. They did play Houston. Okay, except for the Eagles and the Texans, undefeated in the NFL. That is so good.
Yeah, I got a bunch of emotions about that game.
The Eagles are going to go undefeated the rest of the year. I just looked at their schedule.
They're so good right now.
They're set.
Oh, Barkley is just scary good.
Overrated.
He plays late into games when he doesn't need to play late in the games. Like, that's kind of weird.
I think at this point he's already making a push for 2,000
2,000
yards this season.
Oh, okay.
I think he's already got it in his head that he wants that bad, and it's attainable. So he's
It's a cool goal.
Yeah,
staying
why
in,
not?
staying in a little longer than needed.
Put him in exclusive company like Jamal Lewis.
He's Saquon's overrated this year.
So whenever we have Isaiah on the show, he says
One
the
of the
exact
top
same
two.
things over. Damn it, dude! Like,
One of the
say
top 2
more.
running backs.
He's overrated. Out of the 1,300 rushing yards he has, 900 of those are before contact. 900. I know Van let out a sneeze. 900 yards before contact.
So you're saying he's elusive?
Cool.
He definitely is
Untackable.
very elusive. He's very fast. But the Eagles' offensive line is also, it's been elite for
Well,
some
they
years.
just had a Hall of Famer quit on him,
Yeah, it was a center.
and not as good as last year.
And nobody's itching to line up and lower their head on those thighs of his. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a hesitation to jump in the hole when he's coming through it.
Do
Yeah,
they
no, I'm
have
joking.
another running back? Like, is there another guy they hand the ball to? I'm being serious.
Yeah, no,
there's
I can't remember the guy's name. He had his first touchdown last night. He broke off a big
okay,
run
so he
too.
had one.
Well,
He's got one.
I'm not saying he's getting a lot of playing time.
No,
Don't
their
need
back looked good. When he got in, he looked so quick. I thought it was a wide receiver that they were putting back there. So they got some speed. Saquon, have you noticed when he runs, it's like he runs so fast in his body, like the body lean he has. His
Saquon or
feet-
the backup?
Saquon.
Okay.
His feet have to keep up. Like his upper body is
Ha.
ready to fall forward, and his feet are having to basically stop him from
Is that
falling
called
forward.
downhill? Is that what that's
Running
called?
downhill.
Is that what that's called?
You can call that. You can call it that. But downhill also sometimes is like running in between the tackles.
Or is that north-south? I don't know all these terminologies if they still count.
If you say like you would say Derrick Henry runs, his specialty is running downhill.
Shoot, not this year. Everything's a sweep with him this year.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
Yeah, they go shotgun, put him to the left with the far hash mark, and they just throw it out in front of him.
Yeah.
He does the two hand together, like what's that stuff made out of crab shells that they put on their gloves now? You know what I'm talking about?
Diatomaceous earth.
It's not DTE. That's coral reef, brother. Look up. You know what I'm talking about? It's like it's not stickum, but it's like crab glue.
Crab Rangoon.
No, it's like I don't know what it is. It's like this. It's like a whole thing. Anyways, he has it more than anyone. And when they do go under center, they put like a fullback in front of him. He's got it kind of figured out.
I don't know anything about crab shavings, but
You know what I'm
Grip Boost sticky spray gel.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's a good name. Good brand it. I know what I'm talking about. All right, you guys lead the show while I look this stuff up.
It's the fun little thing about diatomaceous earth. I went through a little period where, like, you Google stuff and you feel, Google will really poison your brain. And Google had me so convinced that I was being taken over by parasites, like that I ate bad pork or something. And diatomaceous earth is the number one. Well, I was paranoid, so I ordered some off Amazon, and I was taking it like a supplement. And it's actually like
It's cancerous.
if you take it out of moderation.
It's a carcinogen. That's why they took it out of community swimming pools.
Well, there's multiple kinds though. One is not edible.
Here we go. Here from Sports Illustrated. Former football player Matt Furstenberg created his product Grip Boost, designed to keep gloves tacking using a polymer derived from crab shells.
Wild.
I did not know that. I mean, I did know that a lot of the catches made these days were not possible before these gloves, and that these receivers are getting a lot more credit for these amazing catches than the gloves are. But
so it's legal because it doesn't leave any stickum or
on
whatever on the ball or
Okay.
other players. And then he also played for the Ravens. That's why I was making that connection. It was a long journey to get here, boys.
There you were. All right. Hope you had fun on your journey.
It's naturally tacky polymer. He played at Notre Dame, apparently, and was tired of going through gloves. Like, that was his stuff. So there you go. Now you have it.
I would just use flat out sap. Just keep it real. Just use the real stuff.
Just Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Syrup.
Warren
the
Sapp.
guy from the replacements claps his hands in the huddle and can't pull them apart.
What was the name of that cat that played safety all those years that wore it for the Raiders? Tatum?
Jack Tatum.
Did Jack Tatum wear it all the time?
I think so.
I don't remember. All I know is he is responsible for a quarter of the concussions in the history of the NFL.
Chuck Cecil had a good run too there for a while.
Yeah.
Speaking of concussions, Tua yesterday, 29 of 40, 317 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Did he get a concussion?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, 0 for 1 on concussion.
I've never doubted his talent when healthy.
But the way it's almost like cartoon wise, you naturally think, oh, the team loses their quarterback, they're going to suffer. When the quarterback comes back, they'll be better. But a lot of times that's not the case, and it takes games.
Lester Hayes.
Every time Tua comes back, it's instantly offense gets a jump.
Yeah.
Every single time. And it's like, this is why you guys keep risking them.
Well, he's in tune with those receivers. They've all got something, and they were getting single coverage yesterday, which was just insane.
If Jalen Waddle is winning, then that team is winning.
Yeah.
And it's not even similar. You know what I mean? It's like now half the field is open that has been closed the rest of the year.
Yeah, because Tyreek Hill's going to do his thing and going to draw coverages, do that. But yeah, if Waddle's having success, that means they're having success.
From the live chat, friend of the show, Joel says this is why Jameis Winston was caught stealing crab legs.
Ah, yes. Grind it up himself. Make his own polymer.
His deal.
His own tacky polymer.
They had some great NFL film stuff of him over the weekend from that snow game.
Historic.
Oh, it was
quotable for the history of the world.
And some of those slow motion. I mean, it looked like a trailer to a movie. I mean, it was some pretty impressive stuff.
I'm gonna get the audio. Don't worry. I'm gonna pull the audio from that one.
That you're gonna pull that audio from last Thursday?
Yeah.
It's super sweet,
Yes,
dude.
the pregame. Yes, of course.
I think the one I saw over again was him doing really bad on a hard count, but for some reason people thought it was good. But he failed at the thing.
He's America's sweetheart. Like Reese Witherspoon can suck it. Give me Jameis Winston.
Why did you pick Reese Witherspoon?
I just the first one that popped into my head.
Snoop Dogg is clearly America's sweetheart. Let's not fool ourselves.
Well, he's no Jameis Winston.
That girl you really liked did Saturday Night Live this weekend. I don't remember her name either. The blonde girl,
Sweeney.
Sydney.
Got it.
Sydney Sweeney?
She did it the exact same way that Lindsay Lohan and Katy Perry did it. Every single sketch. It was like they took Lindsay Lohan and Katy Perry sketches and just inserted her bust into it.
Yeah. Which is
A formula for
significant.
success.
Yeah. It is a significant bust. And like Luke said, a formula for success.
It was the worst Saturday Night Live of the year this year.
That's a bummer.
It's almost like the writing staff has given up. Also, maybe a holiday week or something presidency. I have no idea.
Yeah, I bet a lot of those like New York comedian, like super progressive left-leaning liberals are pretty torn up about the way the world's looking for them right now.
I feel like jokes are easier
When things are
with
awful.
the direction of this thing. Like I feel like they're substantially easier with the direction of this country.
Yeah, I mean they write themselves.
Yes.
Humor
Yeah.
comes from their pain.
Correct. What are we all doing? Suffering. Let's share. You know how many tariff jokes I could come up with right now?
A lot.
A lot.
I've been shopping some out the last couple weeks.
Hey, if you're shopping at Walmart, it's going to cost you more because
Yes,
they
it
said,
will.
there we go. Do you
Yes,
see
it
what I
will.
did?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's just far.
That's called a segue.
When we get back from the break, there's a ton to dive into, including college football, because the teams that are supposed to win lose. And because of that, this 12-team playoff is the best decision ever made conversation-wise. It's 2 Minutes on live from Howie Sports Page. Come hang out with your boys. We're hosting halftime. Well, I mean, I guess we kind of host the whole thing, but really it's primarily a halftime deal where we're giving away our normal Howie's raffle stuff. That's going to be a lot of fun. Also, and Luke, you don't know this yet.
I do because I was listening to your show the other day.
We got 2 tickets to the Nutcracker that we're giving away tonight. So we're
Yeah.
super excited about
Do they
that.
get to go on a double date with Isaiah and his Tinder date or whatever?
Yeah,
that he does?
Isaiah, what's up?
Let me find one first, then I'll ask her.
There we go.
Isaiah's looking for his little sugar plum.
Have a little double date with the Howie's winners.
It's 2 Minutes on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. There's no sports animal audible of the day, at least not in my shared file. So, Isaiah, if you know if there is one, let me know. I don't see it.
Noted.
All right.
That's not the word, but I hear you.
Big holiday week coming up. Your boys are pre-recorded for tomorrow. We do have a show for you, but then it is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We are off the air. Saturday, Van and I doing our morning programs, going over and filling the holes. Sunday is for football. Isaiah, you got a show this weekend?
Yes, we do.
There we go.
Sunday morning, 8 to 10.
That'll be a lot of fun for football fan. And then we return to Howie's next Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Luke Markwith.
Any excuse to hang out here, baby.
All right, so during the break, our friend Dodo came up.
Yeah.
So Dodo owns ABQ Axe.
And is a Howie's veteran, worked here for years.
There you go. And she brought in some halftime giveaways. So we have free axe throwing now for the halftime giveaway.
Awesome.
So here's what I'm saying for another show. I'm not telling you how to live your life. You're about to spend between 6 and 9 days with your family.
Nice.
Come out to Howie's tonight and get super loose with me and Van.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
That's why we pre-recorded tomorrow's show,
It's a big part.
so we can burn Howie's to the
we're going
ground.
to burn it to the ground, Luke.
I'm here for it.
How's your
At least through
insurance?
halftime.
But then a new to your ears episode of Two Men On tomorrow at 4:00. And then following that, is there, all right, so what, there's basketball tomorrow night. Is that right, Isaiah? How you
We
taking
need to
that?
look back on that.
That's all right.
There's no Lobo basketball unless there's women's tomorrow night.
Yeah, at least not for me. There's-
Men's play on Thanksgiving night in that AccuSure Classic.
Women usually play on Thanksgiving as well, or the day after.
All right, well, that was a very good note that you gave me on the, what was the name of this thing?
AccuSure Classic.
Women's
Oh.
basketball is Wednesday. It's
Wednesday.
Lobo Talk tomorrow at 7. Women's basketball, UC Irvine at UNM. Wednesday at 6:30 on KNML. We are not live on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we got the lineup for you. So on Thursday, Bears Lions at 10, Giants Cowboys at 2, Dolphins Packers at 6, and then it's men's basketball. You mentioned it earlier. That's UNM versus Arizona State, and that's at 9. But that's over on KKOB.
Correct.
So you'll get all of that. And then Friday, it gets even better. Chiefs at Raiders, the 12:30 broadcast. Now you can get the Westwood 1 broadcast on KNML, or if you want to go over to KTBL, you can get the Raiders broadcast. So that is a fun one as well. And then UNM plays back-to-back, the men's team. So UNM versus USC or St. Mary's, depending upon win-losses. That's on KKOB. And then into Saturday, boys, I'm really giving it to you here.
Yeah.
Into Saturday, Michigan State at Ohio State at 9:30. But before that, 9 o'clock is going over. And before that, 8 o'clock is filling the holes. And then New Mexico plays at Hawaii, 8:30 at night. I have that's like 2:30 in Hawaii. Is that right?
Not a clue.
So
No, I think it's a 9 o'clock here. I think it's a 6 o'clock there.
so 3.
Or no, 4 o'clock there.
I don't understand. That's
It's a 5-hour difference. It's
Okay.
a 4 o'clock in Hawaii.
Well,
Okay.
does that factor in daylight savings?
I believe it's a 4 o'clock game in Hawaii.
How do magnets work?
I believe it's a 4 o'clock game in Hawaii.
The Coriolis effect tells me that the game is at 8:30 here, and that's on KKOB. And then Sunday, boys, it gets even better. Women's basketball, that's North Texas at UNM. North Texas, the alma mater of our boss, Darren White.
Ooh.
They play at 12:30 on KNML. And then it is Rams, Saints, that's at 3 o'clock on K right here. And then 49ers, Bills at night. Ooh, we did it. Programming notes.
That
A lot
is
of
a
fun.
busy sports week, and I am here for it. And you
4
can watch it
straight
all
days.
at Howie's.
Yes, you can.
What are the Thanksgiving hours at Howie's?
Regular hours, 9 a.m. to 2 a.m.
What?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Come in early, come in often, get away from the family. Huge spread of food out about 1 o'clock.
It's the busiest gym day of the year. Did you guys know that?
I did not.
There are more.
I would have guessed that would have been January 1st.
I would think the day after Thanksgiving or January 1st.
It is Thanksgiving morning because your family's in town.
Yeah.
And you don't skip the gym that day. No one wants to be around their family
Any extra time than they
the
have
whole
to.
day. And there are more check-ins at gyms.
I do gym day before, day after, for sure.
Yeah,
But I actually enjoy my family. I have a nice family who are
unique,
fun.
That's a unique thing.
And special, and we all get along and have a great time. I'm one of the very rare, lucky ones who actually enjoys spending time with his family. So I don't duck out on them and go to the gym.
I will not be seeing mine except for the one that I live with, because that's what it's like when you transplant across the country.
Correct.
That's how that works. Isaiah, of course, will be alone. We've talked about this at length.
What a perfect time to make his debut at Howie's.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, I very well could. I'm going to be doing some babysitting here at the studio, making sure the games run smooth. So
You be hanging out the studio on Thanksgiving?
Somebody's leaving you a baby?
I hope not. Yeah,
God, not a human baby. There's no way.
I'm not really ready for that moment. But no, it was the choice as an option. Yeah, I can tune in, make sure everything's
You're not
cool.
ready for. I had a 7-year-old when I was your age.
I think I'm about right. I'm the same age now that my dad was when he had me. Now I was the second.
Yeah. This is about
But-
the time you start making some bad decisions that will affect you for the rest of your life.
I started way earlier than that.
When did I become an adult?
My clock's still ticking, man.
Yeah. I'm going to say 27, right around there. 27,
Yeah.
28.
Is when.
That's when I wasn't an idiot anymore.
Oh God, it took me way longer.
Yeah.
My clock's still ticking.
Oh man, mid-30s. I kind of turned into a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I graduated college late. I feel like that was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It took all those years to discover myself.
Same.
I think I was a teenager all the way through my 20s, and then I was in my 20s all the way through my 30s, and then when I turned 42, I was actually 32, and I started to turn the corner.
I have a 40th birthday party coming up, which we're not announcing on air because it's more friends and fam than fans.
An exclusive event.
It's okay. I mean,
Also,
and we need a door.
also
guy.
friends of the show. There's only so many places we're gonna be at. You can figure it out.
Also, can you get a door guy or not?
100%.
We should get a door guy.
Yeah.
Just kind of knowing the way things work.
Who has actually no function whatsoever? Just a guy at the door to make it look cooler than it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
about that life.
No official capacity whatsoever.
He's got an earpiece, but it's not connected to anything.
No,
it just
it's
goes
just-
into the jacket. And
It's just playing the new Kendrick album.
yeah,
You're just in there. What's
and,
that?
And it's Hobo Hank.
Oh God! No one's coming in if it's Obo Hank.
They're all hanging out
Putting
there.
a fear of God in them.
If you walk up to my 40th birthday party and you see Hobo Hank as the door guy, you're like, this party starts before the door.
Yeah.
Like you are here for the party.
Nice little meet and greet.
So the point of this whole story. So we send out invites. I got all these responses that were like, 40's the new
Yeah.
fill in the blank or whatever. I'm like, why is everyone so bad at math? It's 40's just 40.
40 is 40.
40
It's
is 40.
It's just 40.
it's the number of ounces to freedom.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Van and I were doing Thanksgiving Day turkey. Also, it's going to be a loose show today, fellas.
Yeah.
Van and I were doing Thanksgiving turkeys at the YMCA over the weekend.
Correct.
And I kept we were reading expiration dates, and I kept under my breath saying dates and references to songs like I was reading them.
Yeah.
So I would do a song lyric when I would look at a date, and I think you caught on eventually.
Yeah.
But I was whatever. It was expired. Somebody donated green beans. They're a month old or something, right? So I got to throw them over there. And I'd be like, April 29th, 1992.
Yeah. That's the first one I got. I noticed that one. When you dropped a Sublime lyric on me, I was like, oh, okay. This is the game we're playing. I'm trying to help out a good cause, and you're running bits on me.
That's still one of those albums you can play at any party.
Yes.
Like fraternity
It's
party,
timeless.
gangster party.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what, everybody's.
I mean, at the parties you go to a HBCU, that's not going to be the album.
Hey, no, there too.
It still plays.
Sublime plays with the brothers too, for sure.
West Coast Brothers.
Greatest cover band of all time.
It's Sublime.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a funny reference.
You know, they only had like 3 original songs.
They didn't really do originals.
Yeah.
Also, they weren't that great. They just kind of hit at the right time.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as like
When he says he's gonna play the guitar like a MF and Riot, and then it's like the simplest little pew 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 pew
Yeah.
pew pew pew.
it's like, oh, that's not what MF and Riot means.
We have different concepts of what a riot is.
Yeah, sure.
It's probably the reason I hate dogs.
Oh,
Because I don't
Lou
cry
dog?
when my dog runs away.
Mm.
I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. I don't get upset when my mom smokes pot, hits the bottle and goes right to the right. They're all right there.
Fred, I don't cry when my cat doesn't come out from underneath the bed. That's your
yeah,
sublime.
that's my
That's
one.
your sublime
Yeah.
lyric.
And then I go trying to get that cat over,
Mhm.
like because it's living its own life.
You
And
know.
I got to shut the door. And before I know it, I'm ripping a piece of deli meat turkey. Cat knows it now, so
Well, I
now
mean,
it's tracked me.
Cats deserve just a little bit of salami. It's okay.
Also, people that hate cats, not for me. Not for
I
me.
definitely don't hate them. They're just really hard to get a read on. You know, like a dog, you can look at a dog and kind of have an idea, even if you don't know the dog. If you know dogs, you can look at a dog and get an idea how he's feeling. A cat will lead you in and wait until you pet it for 5 seconds, and then it'll let you know it doesn't want to be pet. It won't tell you initially as you start to reach for it. It'll let you pet it first and then give you a nice little claw.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what the problem is. Human beings domesticated dogs. We turn them into life partners that can assist us in our human life.
I don't see
And
that as a
all
problem.
and all we did was shrink tigers. We didn't domesticate cats. We just shrunk tigers. That's all we did. They're still crazy primal animals, and you let them in your house.
It is funny watching, especially if you've been around a cat for a little while, and then you go just watch like lions or cheetahs out in the wild.
Same.
It's like,
You give a
wow.
tiger a big ass empty cardboard box, it's going to jump in there and it's going to roll around.
Mhm.
It's going to do the exact same cat stuff.
Now, I
You
don't know.
got a tiger with a big ass pile of sand. Guess what it's going to do? It's going to pee and poo in the sand.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the king of the tigers.
Are you talking about Joe Exotic?
You refer to him by his title,
Uh-huh.
Tiger King.
The Tiger
Yeah,
King.
uh-huh.
Now, this was the thing that was very relevant 4 years ago,
Yeah.
but I just read that Donald Trump appointed him to his cabinet for fish, wildlife, and game.
Fish wildlife.
Yeah.
Let him straight out of prison to the White House.
That is correct.
That's awesome.
Talk about things that hit at the right time, like Sublime. That Tiger King
Yeah.
documentary at the beginning of
man.
COVID was just.
That was the one.
It was
That he got the most rub outside of JP Sachs. And we've been over this a million times. JP Sachs rub that he got from COVID set him up forever.
Mhm.
Because there's no way he should have been a chart topper. That song sucked.
Still does.
Yeah. You know what I don't want to do is come over tonight. Would
As
you
a-
come over and stay the night? It's the worst song in the history of song.
No, JP, I can't. There's a quarantine. We're on
Yeah,
lockdown.
don't you know the rules,
We're on
JP?
lockdown. It's dangerous.
But if the world was ending, it's the worst thing I've ever heard. Straight to number one, sat there for all of COVID.
Because it's the only song that came out.
And it was about exactly what was happening in the world. That is the most lightning in a bottle deal of all time.
Hey, by the way, humankind, buckle up. Another one's coming. I sneezed twice throughout this program, and I'm legit scared. I'm legit scared.
Me and my lady were talking about this. You remember Band of Brothers came out 2 days before 9/11? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh, my.
you don't remember it.
No.
So, Band of Brothers comes out September 9th, 2001. 9/11 happens on September 11th, 2001. Band of Brothers was the talk, like, of HBO and really for
yeah.
a 10-episode series. And it would not have been. It would have been nothing without the American Patriot flow that was that time.
I think it was a good program regardless, but
It was good.
that extra bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron Livingston,
Mhm.
Berger from Sex and the City,
Everyone was in that series.
the guy from Office Space.
David Schwimmer.
Yeah.
slayed.
His best
Yeah.
work.
That was
Yeah.
his best work.
Yeah.
There was also a stack of movies that were shelved for months or years because of 9/11 that were like supposed to be released within the next couple months that just had like buildings collapsing or anything.
Yeah.
They've had anything like that in the
A
movie.
single scene
Did
shot in an airplane.
They were
Yeah.
shelved for months or sometimes years because of that.
Didn't Limp Bizkit like have a music video like they were playing on top of the World
It
Trade
was
Center?
Blink 182.
Was it Blink 182?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they
Yeah.
had airplane scenes or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're
Right.
like, I don't know, Foo Fighters just did it. I think it's fine. When we get back from the break, the UNM Lobos have a new athletic director, boys. We'll tell you about he and what that means for, well, athletics. Also, we'll pile on a bunch of good news files because the football team did some cool stuff over the weekend. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. They've got the best name in the business, boys. Fernando Lovo is your new Lobo athletic director. He's the vice president and director of athletics. Welcome to the 505, Fernando. So there you go. I don't know a ton of. I only know what was in the press release. I don't know a ton about him otherwise. University of Texas at Austin, spent some time at the University of Houston, spent some time with Jacksonville Jaguars, spent some time with the Ohio State University.
Some really good names.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars.
And the Jaguars.
He has said, and we've talked about this, and we've talked about what could happen to Albuquerque if the football program was to actually be prioritized. He says that is his top priority. He's bringing relevancy to the UNM Lobo football team. He wants them to be relevant in the Mountain West. And yes, of course, it sounds nice. But if he does follow through and he does infuse that system, I mean, the basketball team's already on the right track. Albuquerque could be making a bit of a turn.
Now,
Well, the basketball team will also probably be looking for a new coach very soon.
Now, Luke, we tell you this story often. I don't know if we've told you on air. When we first started doing radio here terrestrially in Albuquerque, we were doing a lot of Danny Gonzalez Kool-Aid. We were very convinced that there was going to be some positive direction, this, that, the other thing, and there never was. And then we would get callers that were like, why don't you talk about cross country?
Why doesn't anyone talk about cross country?
So I'm going to say it like this.
The last time I talked about cross country is when this war hero shrimp magnate
Yeah, I see what you're doing here.
ran across the country.
What was his name,
that's
Van, what was his name?
His name was Forrest Gump, Fred.
Okay.
That's the last time I talked about cross country running.
Lieutenant
The issue-
Dan.
The issue with cross country is there's track. And I mean, in like cross country is a long race. So for cross country, you really just want to see the final results. If you want to watch running, you're going to go watch compressed running, which is a track, which is why track is huge at the Olympic Games. But
Well, it's huge here in Albuquerque.
Well, cross
We have
country. is
national
huge in the
tournaments here.
Olympic
Yeah, we got
Games.
fantastic
Yeah.
facilities.
It's literally top tier.
it is. You're just not going to, I mean, maybe if you're a parent of the kids, you're going to sit and watch the whole thing.
I mean, I broadcast the state cross country championship the other day from Academy High School. A lot of
how
fun.
was
It was fun. I mean, it was nice.
Do you just announce at the start of the race and then go take like a
No.
4-hour
Right,
break and then show up back at the end
Guys,
and like,
it's
and here
not-
comes the winners.
It's not a marathon. It's a
Yeah.
3.5 mile whatever deal.
Like I said, 4 hours.
It's
Well,
30
okay.
minutes.
I'm talking about if I'm running this, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
I guarantee Fred's out there playing the crowd and the runners are just dying.
No, I was in the broadcast booth, but I'm up there I'm talking about splits and stuff. I'm like, okay, like here we go. Like, I don't know a ton about it, but it's fun to get enthused. But anyways, the point of this whole thing is there were like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people there. Like, good on them. Also, I don't know if that's true for college. I know I was part of one cross country meet in college, and it was booty. I mean, it just was not fun, and it sucked.
Remember, we're up at Highlands, and we were going to turn that big cross country event into like this huge party that a bunch of people would show up to, and like food trucks and cornhole,
Yep.
all happening right around
Yep.
the cross country event.
Luke, how do you think they felt about that?
Well, I'm guessing since you're talking about how it never happened.
Yeah.
They said, "You want to make this fun?" We said, "Yeah, that is the vision."
The purists of the sport rallied against you.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not inaccurate.
Yep.
Yeah.
We take this seriously here
Yeah.
in Las Vegas, New Mexico.
The last thing we want is for people to leave with a good taste in their mouth.
These young student athletes deserve all the attention,
Yeah.
not your battle of the bands and cornhole tournaments.
Sorry for your suggestion. We're just gonna have them run around this defunct golf course. Thank you.
Good old
Yep.
Vegas.
I don't even know if it was the city's fault.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it was the city's fault.
Say hi to your 13 fans for me that show up.
That's like saying you don't know if it's Bryce Young or the Panthers. Saying if you don't know it's Highlands or Vegas. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Bryce Young looked pretty good this weekend.
That
Yeah,
dude's a
definitely.
stud. I told
very
you.
good.
I've been telling you this whole
How about
time.
it?
New offensive coordinator, and he seems to be responding. I don't know.
Makes me happy. It makes me happy.
It might. I mean, Carolina's rethinking their draft now. I think of what do they move on or do they get some people around him?
There's
That's
a
a
running back
situation
and a
where
wide
you-
receiver they could really use.
Yeah,
They're both
yeah.
available. They're both there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You talking
There's a lot
about
of
Christian
good
McCaffrey and DJ Moore?
Get them.
If you add two guys like that to the Panthers, that will really give Bryce Young the help he really needs.
Studs.
Yeah.
Studs.
I had forgotten Adam Thielen was in the league anymore.
Well, he was hurt. And then over the weekend, he had a little bit of alligator arms, though.
Yeah.
He could have done a little bit more. Could have done a little bit more.
The Panthers are in a situation where, of course you want a high draft pick, but it's okay to win games right now for them because, like we were saying, if you're winning games, that means your quarterback is basically showing you don't have to draft a QB. So it's okay to get like the 10th pick or something if you just need a really dominant skill guy because skill guys aren't going as high as quarterbacks on average anyway.
Yeah, if you can prove to yourself that you actually drafted a number one quarterback last year, through this, then win some games and do that. Take a little lower pick, and build around what you've got.
Exactly, and he goes into the offseason confident. I mean, if he can just keep this going, and he knows what it's like to be at rock bottom now. So he has now gone through the roller coaster effect, and if he can end off this season on a good note, I think his next year will be the best version.
Hey, you're using positive thought.
Yeah.
Nope. Here's the truth. He's got a bunch of people in his ear telling him that it ain't him. It's all these scrubs around him.
Sure.
And they traded away Christian McCaffrey and they traded away DJ Moore and they never believed in him and they set him up for failure. And he is a unique diamond in the rough that's going to overcome all adversity. And after these slouches get out of here, he's going to be a world beater in 2 minutes. He's going to put no work in and he's not going to prepare because he thinks it's all going to be done for him.
Also, they beat the spread against the Chiefs. Like, that's their Super Bowl this year. Like, they worked their asses off.
Yeah,
They've never
took it to overtime. I mean,
they've never game planned as hard all year as they did against the Chiefs. Everyone worked. They turned it up to 11 just to get the Chiefs into overtime. That's their Super Bowl.
Luke, the highlight of Carolina's season is whenever they used their facility to host hurricane victims. Like, that's the best thing they did all year.
their highlight is watching Greg Olson broadcast games.
Nice.
That's a good one.
He's
There-
good, bro.
Their highlight is watching Luke Kuechly not get into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot because he's not that good and never was.
Yo.
Yeah, that's
harsh.
one of your crazier takes.
He was good, but just not for long enough.
He wasn't good long enough.
If he had 3 more years at that kind of production, he's a Hall of Famer, 100%.
Yeah.
But he just
He might still get in. He's just not going first.
He's going
Calvin
first
Johnson-
ballot.
If Calvin Johnson was able to get in with his peak being as long as I think Kuechly should be able to get in. Their peaks are about the same.
He's linebacker Terrell Davis. He was the best to do it for like 6 years in a row.
and honestly, he may get in on the fact that they want to set an example for people that have head injuries
Uh-huh.
that don't think you have to push it for this.
Right.
If you've had a body of work for 7 years and you feel it's in your best interest for health to walk away, then do it.
He is not getting on the first ballot because Patrick Willis didn't get in on the first ballot. And
He's better than Patrick Willis.
Steve, no, they're the exact same. They're identical in every single way.
Well,
And Steve Smith,
Not in the lineup.
Steve Smith Sr., is that right? Steve Smith will get in.
Yeah.
And I think he's in year 3 or 4 or 5. And he'll be the one so that Carolina gets some shine. Put in Kuechly next year.
Kuechly should go in before Steve Smith.
No.
agree.
And he should definitely. I mean, Patrick Willis. He's better in coverage than Patrick Willis. I think he was a smarter linebacker than Patrick Willis.
He's the
there's
smartest
stories-
linebacker of all time.
Yeah, there's stories of Kuechly like you can walk up to the line of scrimmage and just straight up call out the play, just tell his whole defense exactly what the play was, and Peyton Manning would have to try to change it, and then he'd call out what the audible was.
And then he'd still beat him.
Sure,
Well-
he got him some time.
He has a team around him.
Hey, look up Peyton Manning's record against the Panthers. And I don't know what it is, but it's 100%.
God, say that to Jake Del Holmes' face.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to tell me Torrey Holt and Reggie Wayne both don't get in on the first ballot, but a loser like Luke Kuechly does? No. That's not how this thing works.
Those guys are legendary.
They're
But
way
Kuechly's-
better.
Luke Kuechly is better than both those guys.
I mean, he might. I mean, if you were just to take a middle linebacker and at their best for one game, I don't know historically if you're taking Luke Kuechly out of the start.
He's not better than James Harrison. Did not make it on the first ballot.
He should have.
All right, Luke Kuechly, 8 years in the NFL.
7 Pro Bowls.
Rookie of the Year,
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
then 7 straight Pro Bowls, and then
1 Defensive Player of the Year in 2013.
Defensive Player of the Year, 5
Golden
5
Ring.
All-Pros first team,
All
3 All-Pro second teams. That's a career. That's utter domination.
Oh my God, he was good at a position no one was trying to be good at anymore at the time. He's terrible. Patrick Willis, who didn't make the Hall of Fame on his first ballot. Also, other guys that didn't: Anquan Baldwin and Hines Ward and James Harrison and Robert Mathis and Ricky Waters and Vince Wilfork and a bunch of guys who are way better, including Terrell Suggs and Earl Thomas and Adam Vinatieri could.
I don't think any of those guys were the best at their position when they played at any point for any significant period of time, though.
When we get
Luke
back,
Kuechly was every single
100%.
oh my God,
one season, Luke Kuechly only played 10 games, and he still got second team All-Pro.
quitter.
That's how good he was.
When we get back from the break, I put these fools in their place. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel.
Luke Kuechly's everywhere on the field.
That man's a tackling machine.
I agree with you. He is a tackling machine.
I call him Clark Kent, who happens to turn into Superman on Sundays.
I assume that's our Isham Dental soundbite of the day, 505-881-0422, ishamdentalabq.com. Get the exclusive offer of free exam and x-ray when you sign up online and have the fingers that have been in my mouth in your mouth. Go see Scott over at ishamdental.com. And that was a soundbite of the 2 plays that Luke Kuechly ever made.
He was better at his position than anyone in the NFL for 8 straight years. There was no doubt from the second he entered the league until he very smartly, after 8 years of getting smashed around, decided to leave early, still in his prime.
Yeah, he's Peyton Manning on defense. I mean, Peyton Manning and Tom. If you want to talk about being the best at a position, not only was he athletically special, but his mentally, he just completely dominated his position to the point where he was able to dominate other people's positions.
Yeah. NFL stats 2012.
No one in the world would know how to pronounce his last name if he wasn't a first-team All-Pro perennial middle linebacker. No one would know how to say that word. Anyone in the universe would have no idea how to pronounce that last name.
What,
if it wasn't for Luke Kuechly.
You know what? Outside of Luke Kuechly, you know who else was just as good? Sean Lee of the Dallas Cowboys. Sean Lee.
God, here we go.
He needs some of the shame.
No, he does not.
He sucked, dude.
No. He's the most middling, average person there is. He's my golf game of linebackers.
After the ACLs. Before the ACLs, Sean Lee was like
Austin City Limits.
Second tier, Zach Thomas was better than him.
Yeah.
No, he had a Hall of Fame brain. His body couldn't keep up with it. It broke down. I was Greg Oden-esque.
Before the injuries, Sean Lee was like he'd get more interceptions than some receivers were catches.
All right, I have no idea how to look up defensive stats. I'm really trying.
Allow me.
It's not on profootballreference.com. There's no way to look that up.
He won the Buck Kiss Award 3 times.
No one is trying to win that.
He was 2-time Pro Bowl, 1-time All-Pro.
Who?
Oh, 2-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All-Pro. Sean Lee. Comeback player of the year after an injury.
Oh, he sucked.
Prime Sean Lee was a problem. I'm pretty sure he had like the NFL record for most tackles in a game at one point.
I was going to say, unfortunately, prime Sean Lee was at Penn State. I mean, he just couldn't stay. I mean, by the time he got to the pros, it was just.
In 2013, 2014, Sean Lee was. If there was no Luke Kuechly, he would have been.
All right, I got it.
Linebacker.
Found what I was looking for. I'm sorry it took so long. I've said this on the show before. I will repeat it right now. The greatest linebacker of all time, without question, is London
Sean
Fletcher.
Merriman.
Nice.
Friend of the show, Sean Merriman.
He's pretty good. London Fletcher is the greatest linebacker to ever play the game.
100% disagree, but go ahead.
Yo, what?
Just because he played for the longest.
Yeah. He had 1,800 career tackles.
So one for every year he played?
All right,
Well,
first of all,
unfortunately,
that's awesome.
The true best is not going to be able to make the list because he's on the no list for you boys. But I think we all know who the best linebacker is of all time.
Junior Seau?
LT?
No.
Yeah.
He's the best defensive player.
Sexual assault and crack smoking Lawrence Taylor is the best of all time. And I don't think there's a lot of argument there.
Luther the Shark LeVay?
That's pretty good, too.
As for the breakdown you guys have on players is insane.
And you remember when Bobby Boucher came back at halftime in Louisiana, came back and won the bowl?
Luke Kuechly is not even in the top 25 of all-time tacklers.
Because he only
look
played
through 8 years of a career.
Go per season.
Okay, look up 8-time All-Pros.
If you go per season, there's no way he's not up there.
He's nothing.
He led the league in tackles twice.
Only twice? Ugh. Also, his team sucked. So at the end of every game, they're just running it up the middle right at him to fall down.
15-1 one year.
Who was?
The Cam Newton years.
Hold on, that was all Cam Newton.
Kuechly was carrying that defense out. He was in his prime at that time. That was one of the best Kuechly's because the offense was scoring, and then you had to go and try and get past Kuechly.
Here's a list of players I want before Luke Kuechly at that position. London Fletcher, Junior Seau, Jesse Tuggle, Ray Lewis, Bobby Wagner, Zach Thomas, Derek Brooks. Clay Matthews Jr. is better than.
Oh, my gosh.
Give me. You don't know who Hardy Nickerson is, but put him on the vid. What's the name of the guy that played for is still playing for the Buccaneers? Levante David. Put him on the list. He's better.
That's insane.
Keith Brooking was better.
Wow.
Donnie Edwards was better.
Keith Brooking. Wow. That's a throwback. You might as well say Zach Thomas.
Takeo Spikes was better. I'll say this with confidence on this show, and we are in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The 20th best linebacker of all time is Brian Urlacher, and Luke Kuechly is not better than the 20th best linebacker of all time.
Brian Urlacher is on Rushmore
Number
of linebackers.
He's easily number 20.
He's number 4.
Hardy Nickerson had one of the old Nike commercials with Dennis Hopper as the referee.
Remember that?
One of the greatest Nike commercials of all time.
Urlacher was first ballot. Was he first ballot?
Yeah.
No. I really don't know.
I think Urlacher was first
He
ballot.
has to
Yeah.
be.
10 seconds, fellas.
Go to break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you what ballot Brian Urlacher got in on. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
sports animal.
Next up.
All right, welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. Luke Markwith is with us from Howie's. Luke, welcome.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to name some players, Luke. You tell me if Luke Kuechly is better than them, okay?
All right.
Lawrence Taylor.
No.
Ray Lewis.
No.
Mike Singletary.
No.
Derek Thomas.
No.
Jack Lambert.
No. I mean, different time, but no.
Jack Ham.
Who is Jack Ham?
Who played for the Steelers alongside Jack Lambert? Will you learn the history of the game, please?
All right, there's one good Jack. Okay, this is the part where Luke Kuechly's better than every other name you're going to say.
Maybe Ricky Jackson.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, Ricky Jackson.
DeMarcus Ware.
Kuechly.
They're different positions.
Yeah, I mean, Ware was more of just an end rusher. Like, yeah, edge rusher. I don't.
Yeah, on paper he's a linebacker, but I never liked
Derek
that.
Brooks.
Equalish.
He's right there with Derek Brooks.
Junior Seau.
Equalish.
Kevin Green.
Better.
I think he's better.
Greg Lloyd.
Better.
All right, so we're kind of in the, according to you guys, the 12, 13, 14 range for Luke Kuechly. That's where we're at. I don't think he's better than number 15 on this list from Bleacher Report, Zach Thomas.
He's better than Zach Thomas. Yeah.
And also keep in mind these lists, I'm sure it's factoring like longevity, total career.
Sure. Yeah, the exact thing that the Hall of Fame should be factoring.
I mean, 8 years is showing that you can repeat it. It's not like he did this for 3 years.
Yeah. 8 years in a row.
Oh, yeah. Did he
the only 8 years that he played, he was the best to do it.
He was an all-pro. Like I said, Ray Lewis has 2 more all-pros than he did, and he played 15 years.
16 years.
Does Ray Lewis have Paris Hilton or Jenny McCarthy like Brian Urlacher does?
Well, there's no Urlacher.
All right, why is Urlacher so far down on your list?
Because they didn't quite get to him yet.
Okay.
So Zach Thomas was 15. Robert Brazil was 16. We talked about Greg Lloyd. Randy Gradisher, who I think is a little overrated. Robert Brazil. All right, here we go. Brian Urlacher, number 17 on this list. Andre Trippett.
See, I hard disagree with Urlacher's place on that
Urlacher
list,
should
too.
be way higher.
Yeah.
Keith Bullock is sitting number 20 on this list.
Better.
Patrick Willis, Chris Spielman.
Where's Leighton Vander Esch?
Isaiah. Who?
Nice.
Who?
Another one that couldn't stay healthy.
Vander Esch. She's like Sean Lee, but more Anglo.
He was supposed to be the new Urlacher. That's what we hoped for.
Who's we?
Cowboy fan.
Disillusioned Cowboys fan.
Luke Kuechly is not better than the following guys that are currently playing football, and they are not first ballot Hall of Famers. Fred Warner.
Roquan and Fred Warner are the two best to do it right now.
And Bobby Wagner, those three.
Yeah.
And all three of those are not first ballot Hall of Famers.
Luke Kuechly is, I mean, obviously the longevity has a play here, but his peak is better than all those guys.
Yeah, and Bobby Wagner.
And when I say peak, I mean his whole 8-year career.
Yeah, it wasn't like an ascension and then a decline. It was just like a flat at the top for 8 years.
He walked in and he was the best.
No one was trying to be good.
Years named him the 7th best player in the NFL.
Who did?
The top 100, like the players vote on the best. Of course, he always made the list, but his highest he got was in 2016. He got ranked 7th.
What players are ahead of him?
Let's see.
6 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's a good question. Top 100 players of 2016. Got it right here. Cam Newton was number 1, of course.
The dude was a stud. First ballot Hall of Famer.
I always thought there was a missed advertising opportunity to rehash the old Larry Johnson Grandmama commercials with Cam Newton's post-game attire. He looked like a grandmama sometimes with some of those outfits.
With the bonnet.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, number 2 is Tom Brady. He had 36 touchdown passes. Number 3 is J.J. Watt. He was a dog in 2016. Keep a little ad we're going to exit out of. Then Antonio Brown, 4. AP, 5. Aaron Rodgers was 6, and then Luke Kuechly was 7.
That sounds fair.
No,
yeah, that's fair.
2016, solid lineup.
Yeah, it's fair.
Literally not fair at all. It's nothing.
Julio Jones, 8. Oh my gosh, he topped out Julio when Julio almost got 2,000 yards that season. And those are the peers. And then Gronk is 9th, and then 10th is Odell. Yeah, rookie Odell.
Thanks to his crab glove catch.
Carson Palmer, 12. Wow.
Oh, so it was a joke year. That makes sense with this Luke Kuechly thing. The dude is booty. Like, I'm not trying to like super drive this into the ground, but he is not good. Like, he was in a good situation where he just had to stand there and absorb tackles, and he didn't even get a lot of them.
He was a scheming genius. No one knew his side of the ball better than him. Like Zay mentioned earlier, like he would just literally predict plays and tell his other teammates what was about to happen, and that thing actually happened in real time.
Yeah, I'm sure if he needed a job right now, he could get on as a defensive coordinator somewhere
immediately.
Oh, yeah.
What is he currently doing? Somebody look that up.
Just enjoying his life of not having as much CTE as anybody else on your list that you mentioned.
Well, hey, where's the Super Bowl next year?
Cali.
Cali? Okay, like Los Angeles?
No.
San Francisco, that's right. It's in San Francisco. Well, that's where he should book a flight to, because that's when he's getting in the Hall of Fame next year.
2015, head cranial concussion, grade 2. 2016.
What does that mean?
Grade 2 concussion.
Him and Hitler have the same birthday?
He calls games for CBS Sports, and he's the Panthers radio network announcer.
Okay, Luke.
His nickname
I'm sure there's better money in that than in coaching.
Oh, yeah.
In this order, number 1, Luke Markwith. Number 2,
Luke Skywalker.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3,
Luke from 2 Live Crew.
All right. Number 4,
Luke Kuechly.
There you go.
Okay.
Not a first ballot.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of Luke's, though.
Yeah.
Luke Warm, I'd put above him.
That's your take on this.
Also, how can I not on Pro Football Reference find all-time tackles? I don't understand why that's not a thing I can just look up.
All-time tackles.
It's pretty easy.
You have to do that since they started keeping this stat in so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got it. Ray Lewis is first.
Who?
Your boy, Lewis.
Where's Bruce Matthews?
Bruce Matthews.
The offensive lineman?
Okay, so now here's what we need to do.
Played tackle.
We need to do some cross-referencing. We need to find out. So Ray Lewis had the most of all time. How many did he have through 8 seasons?
Yeah.
And then let's compare that to Kuechly.
No, I just need a 17-game average. That's what I need.
Okay, so you went per season. Because, yeah, on this overall list, Ray Lewis is first with 2,059. London Fletcher's got 2,039.
Stud.
Junior Seau's got 1,800.
All right, I found the list you're talking about. Luke Kuechly's 17-game average is 107 tackles. That puts him like 115 off the pace of best.
They also weren't playing 17 games back then, Fred.
I'm just giving you the.
I know, and I'm just giving you a reason to get more frustrated.
God, I'm not frustrated. I just don't understand what you guys don't understand.
I just love watching the vein in your forehead pop out from across the table.
Yeah, and if it did pop out and it started to run away, Luke Kuechly would eventually tackle it down the field.
Luke Kuechly is 10th all time in tackles per game.
Per what?
Per game. Tackles per game average. He's 10th all time.
Okay. Are those other 9 guys in the Hall of Fame?
Patrick Willis, Ray Lewis, Donnie Edwards, your boy Zach Thomas,
stud.
Paul Puzlewski,
not a stud.
Chris Borland. Oh, Puzlewski could go.
Okay, he was good in college because he was trying to run away from Sandusky.
All right, Pat Tillman, Rest in Power King, Navarro Bowman. This one I don't know. Telvin Smith, and then Luke Kuechly, right in front of London Fletcher.
Stud.
Urlacher's 13.
Yep, right behind him.
I'm gonna find interceptions per season.
Telvin Smith currently plays, I think. Keep going. Interceptions. No one cares about interceptions.
Turnovers are a pretty big deal.
Not from a linebacker. Give me fumble recoveries. Give me 4. You give me the Holy Trinity. You give me the strip, the sack, and the fumble recovery. Nom 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 nom.
No, those are kind of expected when you get the bonus linebacker interception when he's dropping back and reading coverages. That's again leads to his brains and acumen as a linebacker.
And what you just said, though, interception should not be a big thing for middle linebackers, but Kuechly was getting them, which is what made him.
Yeah, that's what I mean there is that you don't look for them to have as many as he had. Mm-hmm. It's just icing on the cake.
Vanilla icing on the cake there, Fred. Sorry about that.
What is vanilla icing? Oh, because he's white? Are you doing some racist stuff?
I like vanilla. I like vanilla icing.
Hey, did you guys just hear Isaiah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all making sense. It's all
What,
super
Fred? Because he's
biased
black,
now.
he can't like
That's
vanilla
what
icing?
I'm trying to get to right here.
See, people think vanilla's plain.
Hey,
But
stop.
it's one of the most complex flavors there is.
Collaborate.
Listen.
And eat ice cream.
It's a super complex flavor, Van. You're very correct.
Yeah.
Do you even understand what it takes to get cinnamon?
Mm-hmm.
Do you even get that world? How readily available that is to you on your dinner plate? Just wait till these tariffs set in.
No more cinnamon for you.
When we get back from the break, it's the I-9 varsity of first ballot Hall of Famer seasons means. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On, where I just guzzle down a glizzy at Howie's sports page. Luke, how quick did I eat that glizzy?
I looked down for a second. It was gone.
It was gone.
It was gone. It
So
was impressive.
I can inhale
It
a
was
glizzy.
Kobayashi-esque.
You're the glizzy gobbler here. Reigning champ.
Glistening glizzy gobbler.
Heavy lies the crown.
No, not for me. I put it in people's faces.
You put your glizzy in people's faces?
That is correct.
Okay, you're going to get on a list real fast.
Halftime giveaways here at Howie's Sports Page tonight, including free axe throwing over at ABQ Axe, including 2 tickets to the Nutcracker, including fun prize packages, including 2 Men On t-shirts, Albuquerque Dukes products, and Howie Sports Page apparel.
A little bit of everything.
I don't know if the Dukes is going to be like a t-shirt or a gift card. They kind of switch it up sometimes.
Sure.
We got the gift cards for the rest of the year.
Okay, gift cards for the rest of the year. But Steve Palmisano just texted me because he does that on Mondays after the Cowboys win, so not a lot. So he's going to join us tonight at Howie Sports Page. Thank you to he for that. It's our I-9 varsity van. Today's the I-9. Where did I say it was?
The varsity of Tis the Seasonings.
I like that.
Sure.
505-312-4999. League office 280 at i9sports.com. The I-9 varsity of seasonings currently taking registrations for soccer leagues, Van. Sign your kids up. Get them to use their feet. I will go first. My I-9 varsity of seasonings. I will go with Season's Greetings.
Oh, Season's Greetings.
Yeah.
Very nice. First on my I-9 varsity.
You didn't let me finish.
Go on.
I'm just letting you know it's safe to say Season's Greetings again now that Trump's president.
Wait, I think you're thinking of Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you can say that too.
You could, last time I checked, we live in America, and you could say whatever you want whenever you want.
Also, Isaiah, it's Season's Greetings with an apostrophe. I know you are an English major and you were a little confused on that, but the Seasons gets an apostrophe. Van?
Season is greetings.
Yeah, the season is greeting you.
Yeah. Number one on my I-9 varsity of Tis the Seasonings, or whatever we said earlier, is the nice Italian blend. Usually I like fresh herbs.
Good answer.
But if you get some like dried oregano and basil mix, that can go across the board. There's so many regions of the world that use that Italian blend. You could use it for Mexican, a lot of oregano. Mexican, a little basil, goes a long way. Southeast Asian uses a lot of oregano and basil. And of course, you pour that all over your Italian food. So very versatile. It's more versatile than you think it is. Friend of the show, Italian seasoning. Not just for Italy.
Speaking of Italian, Steve Palmisano just texted me, and I believe he is listening because now he claims he's not coming tonight.
Okay.
So,
all right. Hard stance.
You can find Steve at the Albuquerque Duke store. I assume they're running Black Friday sales. See what they have going on this week. Luke?
I'm a paprika guy.
Ooh.
I was a little mind blown when I found out it was just red peppers that have been smoked and crushed and dried and crushed, but a little bit on the deviled eggs, a little bit. That's a nice little smoked element to a lot of foods. I'm a paprika guy.
Not bad.
And it's fun to say. Paprika.
Isaiah?
I'm going to go with the good old-fashioned Lowry seasoned salt. The
strong.
red one.
Strong.
With the red cap.
It's the most Midwest answer of all time, and I love it. Put it on a steak. You can put it on vegetables. You can put it on anything.
Isn't it from Louisiana?
You can put it on popcorn.
How's that Midwest?
You ever had it on popcorn?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Super good. Give me Seasons Rotisserie and Grill in Old Town.
Oh, okay.
Slaps.
Okay.
The happy hour down there, worth doing.
Strong.
Closed Monday and Tuesdays, whatever.
Sure.
I mean, they're not the busiest restaurant days of the year. But when I was on the dating app regularly, that was my go-to.
Oh, the upstairs bar?
The upstairs
Little
happy hour bar.
Some little happy hour, a little appy hour, get some appetizers.
Oh, what's that? You just got off from a hard day of teaching at local elementary school and you need a happy hour? Let your boy help you out.
Sure.
I got you. So give me Seasons in Old Town.
Strong. Very strong work.
Got you.
Very strong work. Next on my I-9 varsity of Tis the Seasonings. Dill salt. Okay.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Dill salt goes so hard when you're making a nice cocktail. You need some balance. It is strong. A Bloody Mary with a little dill salt, it takes it to the next level. Underrated spice cabinet.
All right, bad answer.
Dill salt.
Dill salt sucks. Luke?
I'm going with the little silver seasoning packet inside the ramen noodles.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
That is, you can get it from shrimp to chili lime to, your pork, your beef, your whatever. I like to mix a few, get a little chicken and a little chili lime, chili lime chicken.
The beef is nasty.
Yeah.
The beef is nasty.
Yeah.
I agree. The beef is super nasty.
I've been a blue package guy forever. Just like the soy sauce salty packet.
Yeah.
Like,
Isaiah?
Also, I usually stuff those packets in the back of my cabinet.
Yeah, you can put those on popcorn too.
And then, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I stuff those in the back of the cabinet, and I put soy and sriracha on my noodles.
There you go.
I'm going to go with garlic powder or garlic salt. You can go with whichever one you want to go with. There's never go wrong, a little bit of garlic. And maybe in a few years, I'll get to the point where I actually cook and cut up my garlic and peel it and do all those things. But right now,
slap chopper.
Yeah, I'm cool with the garlic salt. It's a great addition to meat. You don't want to just do just the garlic salt. It's a complimentary thing.
You can order, free plug to our friends at Amazon. You might have heard of them. You can get a slap chopper for like $4 on Amazon. I have a slap chopper and I only use it on garlic. Garlic hasn't touched my fingers in like 15 years.
Noted. I'm going to do it and put in the promo code VAM.
Please do. And if a vampire ever enters my house, I just wave my slap chopper at them and they're gone.
Boys, I'm going to go with time of the.
Okay. It's the time of the season for love.
What's your name?
You're a dork. You're a dork.
What's your name?
Who's your
When
daddy?
the love runs high.
I think Eminem remixed that one. See, that's another song I didn't know was remixed. There's a better word for that.
What's your name?
Who's your daddy?
Indiana, who's your daddy?
Is he rich? Is he rich on me?
He taken
Anytime.
Let's get the 4-part harmony going, boys. Let's,
To show you
It's
what
the
you need to live.
Next on my I-9 varsity of whatever we called it. So upper echelon cooks. You gotta have some Korean gochujang in the cabinet. Whether it's dried or paste, gochujang goes so hard. Like a nice little mix of red chili and some spices and some salt, all mixed together. It is fantastic.
Luke, final words on Howie's tonight?
Come out and enjoy halftime. Great giveaways. And my favorite season 4 of 2 Men On.
From Steve Palmisano to every season, turn. Gets that much better.
The Birds.
Isaiah, back at the studio.
The best season's supposed to be this off season for the Cowboys, but they decide to win. So it's pending. But my fingers are crossed.
Van, final words?
Oh, too much for the time allotted, my friend. But anything we didn't cover, which is ample because it's a short show here from Howie's on Monday. Check out on the opening drive tomorrow morning with Jeff and JJ. I think they're on.
Steve's bringing us a gold Dukes jersey to give away at halftime, so enjoy that. Also, enjoy our show tomorrow. We will see you next Monday. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow, Burke. It's pre-recorded, but it's still good.